Good to have you back on the morning show here on Arise News. It's night time for a review headline of today's newspaper. And of course, Steve, we have this day to start off with. And of course, with the bold headline, Shettima calls for power shift to south, insist on rotation. We can see right there on the screen. Maintains there was a gentleman agreement on rotation in the APC. And of course, smiling faces of 4 individuals in get it set for Anambra's race as the Southeast. Former Governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, candidate of the PDP in the forthcoming governorship election there. Chief Valentine Ozigbo, Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State, and of course PDP's National Chairman Southeast Chief Ali Odefa at the Government House Enugu recently. And of course that race is heating up. We already know the leading candidates to that. And of course, at the top, British government evades this day inquiry on fresh passport issued to Kanu, says it's seeking clarification on circumstances of arrest. Kenya denies involvement in capture. Definitely, we haven't heard the last of that. And again, Southern governors meet, open grace and restructuring to top agenda. We also mentioned that earlier on. And of course, at the bottom end, Marafa Matawele's defection violates 2019 Supreme Court judgment. Definitely, that will still be a talking point for a long time to come. Steve, you have some papers there as well.
Yes, that's right, Nee. The Punch is here, and expectedly, it's the Igboho story that is the lead for the Punch. The lead headline is DSS manhunt. Igboho goes underground, whereabouts unknown to associates. Phones off with a few riders. Weapons paraded by DSS don't belong to Igboho, says Media Aid. I mean, we expected that this will be, top news, given what has been happening. And there's also something, maybe not directly, there's something on top of the newspaper, regarding the Kanu debacle. And you have the story there that says Kenya tortured, detained Kanu for 8 days before repatriation to Nigeria. That's attributed to Kanu's lawyer. And then the rider there is, what we know that the governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai, said.
Indeed.
Saying that don't compare bandits, Boko Haram, with iPod, says El-Rufai. We had liberals, expressing consternation at why, why a governor will speak in that manner. The story of the alleged killer of the Super TV CEO still has Chidinma, still has a space on the top right corner of the Punch. Revealed, the headline says, alleged killer of Super TV CEO booked apartment with fake name, and the name that was used is Joel. It looks like there are different identities to this young lady. And
more revelations will be coming in a few days on that. It's still a hot topic everywhere you go.
Definitely.
That's a lot on Punch. And if we could take the Nation newspaper, Saturday, The Nation, and of course, what's been on the front burner, Igboho's men dare police over planned Lagos rally. Right there underneath, security agents ensure force, warn organizers. Igboho are being persecuted for fighting, killings, kidnappings in Southwest. And of course, this organization, Pandef Yoruba in diaspora, others flay raid on agitators, Ibadan residents. And earlier on, our correspondent Tokunboyi Tunjin given us an inkling of the scenario with the rally. And it's been, as of this moment, a no-show for the planners, and of course a heavy police presence there. At the top, we have why Boko Haram bandits can't be treated like IPOB by Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State. 2023 power must shift to south, says Shettima. Well, we'll see how that goes. And of course, underneath, herdsmen are exploiting our gold deposits. Rather, I beg your pardon. And of course, PIB, Niger Delta groups reject 3% fund for host communities. NDDC board, there's tension in region, says Tompolo. And earlier on, you were talking about this 3% issue, but Perhaps they want more. I think 5% was
It was 5%
initial
was was they think they met, but then it has gone down. 3% might not be small, but I think
it's still. All right, Malawi World advocate petitions Italian minister over a document forgery. Obviously, that's more revelations on that story. Of course, Steve, you still have.
Yes, I'll go to Daily Trust. Daily Trust, the main newspaper from the north.
All right.
Just a little regarding what's happening in Lagos today. With just on top of the newspaper, tension in Lagos over planned Yoruba nation protest. But of course, from what we have seen so far, it's not yet 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's a no-show, just like you said. But the two lead stories from the Daily Trust are totally different from either the Kano or the Igboho story. The first lead is how El-Rufai secretly withdrew son from public school, and how residents have expressed disappointment, and how Zikirula has, described government's action as a betrayal of trust. You know the background to the story.
Yeah, but that's not a story you hear every day regarding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, a governor that has said, oh, no way, nothing will happen. I'll keep my... because he did that to show that he had trust in the security in the state.
Yeah.
But of course, things had, turned out, badly.
Indeed.
So it looks like he has, pulled his son, out of school.
Yeah.
And the second lead is hunger looms as insecurity scares farmers away. That's still in the Daily Trust for today, Saturday. Uncultivated farmlands abound in Zamfara, Katsina, Borno, and others. And then 20,000 farmers, still part of the rider for the second story. 20,000 farmers from 50 Kebbi communities may not access a farm. There's a special report on NIPOS saying ugly tales of NIPOST offices. I believe that's a special investigative story. Those are the kind of things that you need to find in our newspapers these days, not just the trending stories, but quality investigative stories. That's what we have in Daily Trust.
Yeah, you're right about that. Now, I think we still have more time. Saturday Telegraph is next, if we can put that on screen. High Commissioner linking Kenya with Kanu's extradition intended to cause friction, and underneath that challenges anyone with information about Kenya's involvement to present it. Unhappy IPOB leaders, kinsmen, meet today to take position on rearrest. Definitely that's an ongoing story, and we're still going to be witnessing more on that. And North, still about insecurity inspires schools closure. North time bomb waiting to explode, Vice Chancellor's ASU. And of course, Governor CBN agree on repayment of budget support facility and access. Dangote, GTB, Zenith, others listed among NGX's derivatives contracts. And of course, just underneath that, Buhari approves 1 billion naira for new aerospace varsity. Court fixes September 20th for judgment in Kalu's suit seeking to stop retrial. I thought it was already a done deal, regarding that, but it keeps coming up every now and then. So obviously they have their motives for that.
The courts will have to interpret what the retrial means in this instance.
Indeed, it will. And of course, that's all we can take on the newspaper reviews on the morning show.